Okay, it's recording, so. Okay.
Perfect.
Ask you a few questions about your ROV for our school seeking news. We should probably ask.
Okay. We're just going to run through the presentation here, and if you could, we've got two teams, like maybe the other team at the back might be able to help you.
Okay. Go to the back.
Can I ask you a few questions about your underwater robot for our school's seeking news? Can ask you a few questions about your underwater robot for school seeking
folks, that's a nice cut. That is one nice cut.
Wait, which craft do you have questions about? This one or the?
Yours.
This is Fitzgerald's, and then Edmonds is the one on the bottom of the card there. So this one is we use Econ connectors. Deep water exploration HD cameras. We use the 3.0 model. These are a little bit older. These are reused cameras. These were we got those probably in 2021, 2022. So inside the brain, basically what happens is that we have one side basically designated as our tether side. That is this side here. So you'll see PC, PT, GC, GT, stuff like that. So that's power ground, control ground, stuff like that. So the tether comes in there, it goes into basically we have two power terminals, one's power and ground. From there what we power is we power an Arduino, a Raspberry Pi through a step down, an Ethernet Fathom X splitter, our relay board, our ESCs, and if I'm blanking on something I'll get back to it. So basically inside the Raspberry Pi acts as it's basically the brain. So in that is running our main program, our main software. Everything's written in Python. And what it does is the Raspberry Pi, we send inputs down from our control stick in a JSON file. And so basically we're going to package that file with the Raspberry Pi. Based off those inputs, we send different messages to the Arduino. And the Arduino will control our ESC, our thrusters based off the pins. So we use designated pins 2 through 13 on an Arduino Mega for our ESC. They send a pulse width modulation signal from 1100 to 1900, with 1500 being the 0, and below 1500 being counterclockwise, after 1500 being clockwise, to control our thrusters. Also from the Arduino we have 4 cables going to a relay board. So basically you have 2 sets of relays, one set of relays will act as power and ground, and then the other set of relays will also act as power and ground, but it'll be switched because you're going to reverse polarity to open and to extend and retract your clock. Also, on the Raspberry Pi, how we connect the Arduino is through USB, and you have 3 other ports. So the 3 other ports is how the other cameras are connected. We have one camera located in the dome. This is mainly done as a safety measure. It doesn't provide the best view, but it's an easy way to guarantee that camera won't go bad because the connection is within the brain. Then we have 2 exterior cameras, one for forward and one for directly looking at the clock. All these cameras are run on the Raspberry Pi. We use GStreamer, which we send up our Ethernet. Our Ethernet is split into 2 cables using the Fathom X splitter from Blue Robotics. You do this because I'm sure you guys have dealt with the connections. You know that when you have a connection going across a long tether, and if you're using Ethernet, you have all those 8 really small gauge wires. It's pretty easy to break those. Hard time to solder them. So if you use a 2-wire cable, you can use a bigger gauge and a more sturdy wire. And that means if something goes wrong, it's only a possibility of 2 cables, right? Instead of really 8 small ones. It's much more easy to identify the problem. So basically all these cables go all the way back up to the control box. Here's our control box. So basically inside here is that you basically, if I was to open this up, you would see that you have 2 buses. You have power bus, one set of power buses and another set of power buses. So basically what we do is we split the line. So let's say you have your power supply, you have source power. Source power comes into the power in, right? So once your source power is in, what you do is basically in there we split the line. So we have one power designated for control, one power designated for thruster. And that just makes it a little bit more robust because what happens is when your thrusters are pulling so many amps when you're running them in water, is that you worry that you're going to take away some power from your cameras and your control systems. So what you do is you split the line and enable that, make sure that doesn't happen. And we have your Ethernet. So what happens is you plug everything in, you flick everything on, and from here, this is connector to the laptop. So I guess they're running a monitor this year. So